Hi, my name is Ben Frey, and this is my video presentation for the education department. For me, two really big things of being a reason that I want to be a teacher is the calling that I feel I have on my life and the impact that I can have as a teacher. Coming into Bethel as a business student, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, but really later kind of found out that that wasn't going to be for me. And I, still remember calling my mom and making the decision to change my major to history due to the impactful, history teachers and classes that I took in previous years. And for me, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Met a ton of amazing people in the department and in my classes and throughout this kind of journey of exploring my major. And I would never, trade it for anything. And I just look so, far into the future about the impact that I can have as a teacher. And that's the second point that I really, really like. A reason I want to be a teacher is that impact that I can have on students and really seeing how the things that, I would teach as a teacher impacting a student's, future career or maybe something they learn or retain in the class and putting down on that piece of paper. For me, that's just a really cool perspective to have, looking at the students and seeing that someday they might be future astronauts or, entrepreneurs, whatever it might be. And to have a small impact on their journey, I think is one of the coolest things that is really fulfilling for me. That's why I think it's my calling too. In EDU 200 as a class, I feel I've learned a lot about collaboration and fostering community. Collaboration with other teachers and students in the class, really connecting on that level, which is also fostering community. Those discussion groups and learning to talk to each other and discuss, difficult perspectives or different things that may be challenging to one another, I think is a really cool opportunity that we have as education students to really look at the teaching, career as a whole and, kind of get different perspectives from each other and professors and field experience people. It's definitely something that I'll take away from that class and that I've learned how to do really well in that class as well. As far as assignments go, I think for me, the teacher interview has been a very impactful resource that I used that has really given me a new perspective on teaching. For me, my practicum teacher, she's 30 years in teaching, is going to retire soon, so she has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge to offer. And it's just hearing about her different experiences from different schools she's been to where she is now, the changes in students, the changes in curriculum over time, technology, COVID, how all those things have affected teaching as a whole. Really seeing how she's kind of adapted to those and how she continues to adapt and how she implements her own kind of twists on things, I think is a really cool aspect of the field experience that I'm learning about, and I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. Another would be the content toolkit. It was really fun exploring ideas and different lessons and different kind of learning tools that us teachers can use to, kind of enhance learning. And some of them are really, really unique in the way that they go about it for partnering or community, in a group setting, or even just, different classroom, tools and resources that you'll use. It was a really fun assignment to kind of explore those different aspects of, teaching the actual learning from, stepping back from a student perspective and really kind of diving into the teacher perspective of how am I going to, relay this information to the students. For me, one idea that I've learned related to culture, I feel that the professor in EDU 200 has done a really good job of this, offering many different perspectives from race and culture, identity, things like that. And for me, being a white male, obviously hearing different perspectives of students and fellow classmates and teachers, even at the school that I'm at, for the field experience, has been really impactful and really useful. And for me, I really want to take away what I've kind of learned in that class is, really getting the most out of the students and understanding their perspective, where they're coming from, because as teachers, we really don't have much knowledge of a background. That's one thing we've really tried to kind of harp on in the classes. Each student is unique in their own way. They're all made in the image of God. And to have all those different perspectives and backgrounds coming into one classroom, creating that kind of safe space is going to be really, really crucial. Fostering that community like I've talked about, and really seeing the potential in each and every student. I think that's something that is a cool opportunity that I've kind of learned about. Each student has their own unique abilities and learning strategies and ways they learn differently. And so really kind of trying to bring that all together collectively in a classroom It's definitely going to be a challenge, but I'm really excited to kind of eventually get to that point where, I don't have the perspective that, African American would coming into a classroom, especially if I'm teaching, in a inner city type school. I've done FCA, where I go to inner city schools and work with kids and coach kids there, and hearing their perspectives, even not as an educator, but as kind of like a mentor for the sport, is really, really cool. And so as a teacher, then I'm really excited to kind of see what impact I can have if I end up in one of those types of classrooms or wherever I end up. And so it's just a really cool opportunity and something that I really wanted to take away and kind of learned a lot about as we've gone about this semester in this class. And something from my field experience that I've really kind of taken away from her years of knowledge would definitely be the various learning strategies that she's used. Starting off every unit, she does a little mapping unit where she kind of takes the main area of learning and she maps it out. And from there, you kind of develop into the notes, and then you get into projects and quizzes, tests, whatever it might be, and different kind of learning tools that she uses. I think it's really cool how she implements each of those into every lesson, each and every day, and she does it with a smile on her face too. And so it's really cool to see the interaction of students and how each of them learn differently in the class, and how they're able to kind of take what she gives them and make it their own. As I've graded a couple of their papers, I've kind of seen how each student, does really well with artistic abilities, but some are better with memorization and note taking, and they really take it together as a whole, and it kind of creates a cool community in the classroom that I've found really, really cool to observe as a student observer. So yeah,